Hello, integrated science students. Today we're going to look at what's called balancing act. This is a demonstration that I filmed earlier that I want to show you. And I want to hook us into this idea of us looking at the principle of what's called isostasy by simulating continental crusts sinking or rising on the mantle as glacial ice or mountain building occurs, which is through convergent boundaries. And then I want us to kind of think about and make predictions on the effects of those changes. So, a lot of things going on there. When we're talking about the mantle we know is that area below the crust. The crust is what we live on. And this is simulating something that occurs as crust sinks into the mantle, which we see all the time. Isostasy is if something's floating in water, there is the area below the water, and then there's the area above the water. And depending on what's on top, the area below the water might be higher. If there's lighter material, then the area above the water will be higher. So I want you to see this demonstration here as we look at this. Got the materials that I have right here. And then here I'm going to use a block of wood in a pan of water. I've got about 2.5 inches of water that I put into the little tub that I have here. And then we're going to use ice in the latter part. So here, I'll take the block of wood. The block of wood is simulating the crust, and the water is going to be the mantle, which is the area below the crust. So here's the ice and the 2 other blocks of wood that I use. And of course, we always measure in science. You always write down your observations that you see, but I'll have us do it in the Google form. Measure the height of your water before you start. Then I put the block into the bucket of water that you see here, and I measure the height of the area that's in the water. So the level of from the bottom of the water to where the water touches. Then I put 2 blocks on top of the block of wood, and then I will monitor that change. Is there a change that occurs? Did the area increase that's in the water? And then we add ice on top of the block. So that is to simulate what happens with our land if there is erosion and glaciers and all of those things. So we're looking at a lot of different things here. We're looking at not only just areas of what's different about the mantle and the crust, but you're looking at what's observed above and below. And anytime you see a floating object, boats or cargo boats that we have that carries things overseas, they monitor that idea of isostasy, the area of the boat that's above the water and the area of the boat that's below the water. So I wanted you to see that as you answer these questions for the rest of the way. Guys, take care.